Okay, hello, hello. Hard cut. We're coming in hot. There's a world, a city, an entire city in action around me. Garbage trucks, airplanes. There's a whole infrastructure hard at work, but here we are, cozied up in our little hovel, ready for some fun, I'd say. Hopefully, not any massive intrusions of noise during this stream. We'll see what happens. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, one and all. Everybody. Thank you for joining. This is going to be fun. This is going to be a little bit of a venture. Let me know, as always, if there's any technical issues. Okay. I'm very excited about what we're going to do today. Hello, Screaming Argonaut. Cursed Saishi, B-Boy, Sarah Knight, of course, RF Switch. Everyone's here. Oh, sorry, is this very loud? I might be loud. Let me tone this down a little bit. Let me take this down a little bit. How's that? How's that? All right, we're going to see. We're going to see how things progress. We don't have a lot of time, so we should get started immediately. Let me get rid of this one first. Whoops, we don't want to see this yet. I may have just ruined a surprise. Here we go. I've got a lot going on here. It all began with these. The other night I went to see the Avatar 2 trailer, Way of the Water, in the movie theater. I got special treatment, okay, through my connections. My network of connections took care of me, and I was able to be shuttled because I didn't want to see Doctor Strange on opening night with the crowds, but I wanted to see this trailer on opening night with the crowds. So I had to get special treatment. I requested special treatment, and I got it. I was shuttled into this movie theater, okay? Side doors, back entrances, a whole entourage of security surrounding me. It was very exciting. And they let me watch first the 2D version and then, very special treatment, they whisked me into another theater, gave me this pair of glasses just to experience The Way of Water in 3D, and boy was it beautiful. My gosh, it was glorious being underwater just in that single shot. Seeing the school of fish in the foreground here, the Na'vi and the reef, everything that was happening there visually, just a beautiful experience, to the point where I have now been convinced 3D is coming back. It is coming back, and it's about time, okay? It's going to have a little bit of a resurgence here, I think, in the near future. Avatar is going to have a lot to do with that, okay? So this is what I wanted to look at. As you all know by now, hopefully, maybe some of you don't, I'm a massive advocate for 3D. I consider myself an ambassador, okay? I've been a major fan since I was a kid, but I became just absolute obsessed after Avatar and during the little 3D heyday. In the years following that, I stayed strong, stayed with my convictions, even though the world kind of started turning a cheek to 3D. I continued. I am in possession of the world's largest collection of Blu-ray 3Ds, in fact. Okay, this is something I'm very proud of. I believe it's the largest, at least. And anywho, that's not all. I became, a collector, okay? I went into 3D and I went in hard, not just on movies, okay? I began collecting just about anything that had any kind of a 3D, not anything, but anything tastefully done that I thought, appealed to me, that had some sort of 3D representation in it through holographic technology, lenticular technology for the most part, obviously. That's the most cost-effective reproduction of 3D in 2D art. I went in hard and I got a lot of stuff, okay? And so I wanted to show you a little bit of the tip of the iceberg today, a little tiny just sampling of my collection. You know, most of the really nice stuff is packed up in storage, so I'd have to dig it out. But I had some stuff in my cupboards here, a couple things that I thought I'd show you. But not just that, I want to hear from you. If anyone in chat today, okay, hold on now. I've been watching the new season of Mystery Science Theater. I have a pair of 3D glasses on the way because one of the episodes this season is classic 3D. This is very exciting, RF Switch. This is very exciting. I'm happy to see this. This is what I'm talking about. The excitement for 3D globally is starting to ratchet up, I think. Let me know if I'm too loud now, okay? I turned it down a little bit. Hold on now. Kursaishi has got the real 3D door from the 3D version of Titanic. This sounds awesome. Okay, cool. Thank you, Kursaishi. Volume's good. Thank you, everyone. So look, if anyone has anything they want to share about their collectibles, and I'd love to hear it. We can get to that though. First, another quick story. Real quick, I used to go to estate sales when I was younger as well. I'm going to talk about the first item is what we're going to do here. We're going to get to the first item I'm going to show you. I used to go to estate sales, okay? Some of the nicest houses I could find. I'd go to these estate sales. I loved walking around in some of these houses, getting a glimpse into people's lives, and also I would find some interesting items from time to time. This is actually one of my favorite items I have. It actually truly is probably a valuable collectible. I haven't looked up a lot of the prices on these things. So today, that's one of the things I'd like to do. Because a lot of this stuff I bought because it appealed to me. It brought me joy. But I also saw it as a little bit of investment in the future, okay, in my future. So now we're going to start to see today, in fact, is the first time I'm going to look at some of this stuff years later and say, how are my investments paying off? Because I spent a good chunk of change on some of this stuff, okay? First, I'm going to pop these. Well, before I pop these off, let's just talk about one thing I wanted to show you. This is what I'm talking about with collectibles, okay? This is the packaging. Hold on now. I've arranged something here for us. Here we are. This is the packaging, okay, that came with these glasses. You're probably familiar with this kind of thing, okay? We saw this a lot. If you've ever been to a 3D movie theater, you may have thrown it in a trash, leave it wedged in your seat, or thrown it away. Who knows? Maybe some of you collected this. This is what I'd recommend doing, saving this stuff. Some of this stuff, if you look at closely, has a value to it. We're going to turn around this package, which I just noticed a little while ago. Let me try to get this so the glare isn't too intense for you. This is tough to read backwards. Thanks for choosing Real D. For over 10 years, we've brought you the world's leading 3D experience. We hope you enjoy the show and would love to hear your thoughts. Signed. Okay, this is a signed piece now we're dealing with, which we know adds value. Signed by Michael Lewis, the founder and CEO of Real D, which is one of the technologies, as you know, you've probably seen in the theaters. There's also some safety warnings on the back. Use only in theaters. Do not use as sunglasses. Will not block UV. Yeah, I should pop them off. I don't want to affect my vision here in any sort of negative way. But these glasses are now a future collectible item because, these come in different editions. I'm sure this has a year on the packaging. So this particular year, some of these years are going to be worth more than others. I have a vast collection of 3D glasses, which we will not see today, unfortunately. We won't see the 3D glasses collection today, but I have all sorts of ones. Star Wars, and they made special shapes, all kinds of stuff. They did a lot of promotional things, which you may or may not remember in the years following the first Avatar and the way it changed the world. Avatar Way of the Water is going to do it again, I think. Let's see. Here, it brings up a good point. When the world is in 3D, we're going to need a lot of those. You're absolutely right. World's moving towards 2D in a major way. We're all going to be in a 2D existence soon. Let's see. So, the first item. Let me show you this. I got this in an estate sale in a beautiful house in the hills of Burbank, okay? The very eastern side of Burbank, the hills. I found this amongst a set of items, and I said, what is this? This looks really special. Inside this box, okay, when I turn it towards you, you're going to find out what it is. This is, first of all, what does this have, a year on it? This is old. I think this is from the 50s, believe it or not. Stereoscope Viewmaster. This is like an old school Viewmaster, but this is not a toy, okay? This was something taken very serious at the time. Build a complete library of Viewmaster reels. Your local dealer, can you imagine? There used to be Viewmaster dealers. This was a thing you could go into business for. I could have done good back then. Look at this pair of Viewmasters. These are special. Okay, jet black in perfect condition. They may have a year here in the small writing. Let me see. Holy smokes. I know I saw a year on these before, and I believe it's the 50s. We'll find the year before this is done. This is Sawyer's Viewmaster. So we can actually look up the value of this today if we want. I wasn't planning on looking up the value of these because I'd never part with them. But who knows? They might be worth a pretty penny, okay? And as you see, this is the thing that spins the wheel, okay? And now look at the treasure within the box that I found. This is what the collector had. You look inside. Oh, there's some reels. Everything is pristine in here. Look at what we have. Let's open up the box. I wish I had a better camera for the... It's a little bit tough, isn't it? I need a second camera if we're going to do this again, coming from a different angle. I didn't intend to go through all of this stuff right now, but I'm getting excited because I remember what's in here. Look at this stuff. First of all, you have a whole assortment of these Viewmaster reels, a whole bunch of stuff in here. Let me read you some of the titles so you can get an idea of this. Viewmaster, 7 Wonders of the World, Wild Animals of Africa Part 2. 7 3-dimensional pictures in full color Kodachrome, okay? This is high quality film. They used to make these, like I said, long before Fisher-Price. This thing was pretty serious business. Wild Animals of Africa Part 1. Hopalong Cassidy in The Cattle Rustler. Hopalong Cassidy, played by William Boyd in The Cattle Rustler, okay? So they actually had stories they would put on these sometimes, like a miniature film. If you want to see, I'll take it out just so you see. It's very similar to the Fisher-Price kind of thing you probably know about, but these are actual like high-quality slides in here, and they're 3D, which is the most important thing. Roy Rogers, Jack, featuring Jack and the Beanstalk. Jack and the Beanstalk. So they had nursery rhymes, right? They had nursery rhymes, and look what came with them, actually. Look what came with them. Little tiny books that went along with it. Little Red Riding Hood, Jack and the Beanstalk, and these are all, and so you'd open the books, and these are in perfect condition. I mean, I don't know what this stuff is worth. We're going to find out here soon. Look at this, and you could read along with the slides, and this is a nice way to go to bed, isn't it? Put a little nightlight and just transport yourself into another dimension. That's what I'm talking about. That sounds good any time of the day, in fact, not just before bed. That would sound good right now. I might look at some of these. Viewmaster 3D Realist Immersion Color Pictures. That's what they called these back then. This has got to be the 50s, right? Showing Mount Rushmore and things like this. Look at this. Everybody enjoys Viewmaster 3D Color Pictures. This is how, look at that. Everyone's enjoying it. And we are too, aren't we? I think everyone's going to start enjoying 3D again, just like that. Look at the little baby in awe with the mouth agape, just hanging open, absolutely in awe of what they're seeing. Let's see. Now, what else do we have in here? Look at, holy smokes, this is the home edition. Viewmaster is the complete home stereo system. So look what you could get for this. It's like a home entertainment center. You'd set up on your table, I guess. Here's a camera. Viewmaster personal stereo camera you could buy. Can you imagine? I used to take pictures on the 3DS like nuts. I would go with that thing. Well, Nintendo wasn't the first ones to think of this, as you can see. And then what's this? A whole price list. So this is the entire collection, the library then, okay? So you can see, what do I want to order next? So you can see they produced a lot of these. Now, are we going to look up the price? Anybody look it up? I saw someone say 50 cents. It's got to be worth more than that. All right, we're going to fold this up. This view should be wider, maybe? Should I make this view wider and bigger? I don't know. Do you want me to change the cameras? Let me know. Okay, let me know if you want me to change it. So anyway, we won't spend a ton of time on this. We got to keep moving. This is not even what I wanted to show you, but I just wanted to show you how deep the collection is. Very, widespread. It's vast. It covers a lot of different things. It wasn't just 3D movies, 3D Blu-rays that I collected, but it was with the Nomad. There's more advertisements in here. A light attachment. Can you imagine? All these ads have got to be worth something. A projection system, a 3D projection system way back in the day. $1 billion to the right buyer. Okay, so now let's look at some of the rest of the tip of the iceberg that I was telling you about. Some stuff I haven't looked at in years. In fact, I looked at the top of the cupboard. I said, holy smokes, I still own this stuff. It's got to be worth a fortune. Okay, now stop me, please. Someone get my attention if if you want to share a story about anything you have collectible. I'm going to look this up real fast because I'm curious. Okay, now hold on, I don't want you to be bombarded with these. I'm going to go to a close-up as I type it. I'm going to look up Viewmaster. What brand did I say this was? Sawyer's. I hope this is worth a lot of money. Sawyer's Viewmaster. Whoops. Should I say 3D? Viewmaster Sawyer's 3D. Here. Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, this is, I gotta say, it's not exactly what I wanted to see here. Wow, I'm a little shocked. It appears this top one is what I have, and someone's selling it for $14.99. Are you kidding me? I thought this is actually one of my, wow, this is actually one of my better items. And someone's selling this for $8 down here. What the heck? Okay, well, but these are not in good condition though. You gotta take that into account. This one is chipped badly. This one looks like it's been stored in a dusty cellar with nothing protecting it. So some of these are in very bad shape. Nearly none of them. This one has a small collection of reels for $10. Is this a real thing or is this a scam? These have got to be worth more than this. I don't know. All right. Well, this is depressing me. I'm going to move on to the next items. I can't believe this. I thought was one of my premier items. I was absolutely sure this was worth a lot of money. Let's see. I'm going to look at a little bit of chat. Zoids, Curse Satiate collect Zoids. I would like to keep it, if possible, not just collectibles, but anything that's like a 3D collectible. To view it uses. Rousdower has used a stereo film camera. You need a viewer and slide film to make it worthwhile. Yeah, that's still the biggest thing holding back is all the extra gadgetry involved in viewing 3D is still a problem for the technology. However, I think it's coming back. Now let's get into the good stuff. One of the things I began collecting that I saw as not just something that brought me joy, but a valuable investment because they would go up in value was cups, 3D cups. Movie theater, 7-Eleven, you name it. They came from a lot of different places. I'm sure you've seen some of these things, And look, they're produced in limited number. They have a dazzling effect to them. And I think some of these might be worth a pretty penny. At least I'm hoping I am. But even so, just as a collectible thing, they're nice. Hard thing to display. You need a lot of room to display these. And you got to find you don't want to just show these off to anyone. Not everyone gets engaged in this kind of thing. Now, here's the exciting thing. I have a big stack of cups, which we may not get through all of these. This is just a small sampling of my collection. In fact, like I said, just what I found in the cupboard. So probably not my most valuable stuff. But I haven't even looked through this stack in years. Okay, so I don't know what we're going to come upon. I mean, I'm going to remember when I take it out, and I don't know the what's in here. So I'm hoping we'll have some nice little surprises as we look into this. Let's see. 7-Eleven ones. I definitely have 7-Eleven ones in here, I'm sure. 7-Eleven was a big spot to score these. In fact, I'm hoping 7-Eleven is going to have a big tie-in with Avatar, Way of the Water. If they do, keep an eye out, everybody. Snatch those cups up. It doesn't sound like anyone's collecting any 3D stuff. That's why I can't understand the value's got to be higher on some of this stuff. Oh, B-Boy has an Assassin's Creed Brotherhood one from 7-Eleven. That is what I'm talking about, B-Boy. This is what I'm talking about. Let's see now, because I'm curious. Whoops. I'm curious to see. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood 3D cup. Let's see here. Whoop, it doesn't pop up, so this is good. It may be worth a lot. It may be worth a lot if it's no one's even selling it on eBay. This might be a very rare thing. Maybe I need to put 7-Eleven first. Nothing's coming up, B-Boy. Is this true? Do you really have this, or is this a made-up item? Is this a made-up item? Yeah, I don't know if it's... Oh, wait a second. This is the item right here. This is the item B-Boy is talking about. And it's worth $12.99 now. I guarantee you didn't pay more than $2 or $3 for this. Am I right? And now look at it. Now look at yourself. Sitting pretty. $12.99 in the bank. That's got to feel pretty good. B-Boy, you got to be flying right now. Now look, we got some of the other angles on it. You've got all the characters. Now this looks like, now correct me if I'm wrong, B-Boy, this looks like a cup that doesn't actually have any animated motion. Look at this, there's some kind of code inside. Holy smokes. There's no motion in this. Am I right? This is just a 3D image, right, of these characters. Is that right? $11 shipping, exactly. B-Boy's happy with the cash. It was over a decade ago, B-Boy. You see what I'm saying? Some of these things you just sit on and they're just increasing in value. This isn't that different from real estate, is it? Now let's see. B-Boy says just 3D. Yep. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's still a dazzling thing to behold. So anyone else that has stuff, I'll look these prices up for you. I have a 7-Eleven Iron Man 2 Destroyer and Loki 3D cup with toppers. Okay, MXA is coming in now. MXA is coming in with several items with the toppers. If these are custom toppers that are not just lids, there's some form of custom lid, that adds a lot of value. Sometimes they have custom straws. You have to save these things. Wash them and save them, okay? Or don't even drink out of them. Just buy it and say, I'm going to look up some of these for you. Hold on now. Sarah Knight has an Assassin's Creed 3 3D poster. Are you kidding me? That sounds sick as hell. How big is it? How big is it, Sarah Knight? I want to know the size. Is this bigger than like a 8x11 or whatever? Hold on now. Wormhole has a 7-Eleven Slurpee plastic cup. In my trash, should I? Yes, save it. Dig that out. Go dumpster diving in their Wormhole. Pull that out. You will not regret it. Okay, MXA. I'm going to look up one of these. I'm going to look up Iron Man 2. I think I had some Iron Man 2 cups as well. I'm going to look up this Loki 3D cup for you. I'm very curious. Was this 7-Eleven too? Whoops. I deleted the wrong thing there. Did you see that? 3D Loki cup. Here it is. Thor Loki Destroyer Big Gulp. Well, this one now doesn't... Is this 3D? This one doesn't look like it has any 3D on it, though. I think this is just like a glossy cup. This must not be the one you're talking about. There's the Iron Man. Hold on now. Here's a Thor for $2 only. This one has not gone up in value at all. I wonder why. I wonder why this Thor cup here hasn't gone up in value. Huh. See, and some of these things might be good purchases as well. You buy something like this for $2. This guy might be just looking to unload this thing. So now we don't want to get roped in because we don't want to be buying stuff on stream, but I am getting curious. I got to remember this page. Okay, a lot of stuff is coming in. I want to read some of this. I guess we can't look it all up, but I'm very happy to start to see some of this. People are being reminded of the valuable things they have. The Rat King has a 3D Beatles poster. I love it. What's the image there? I'd be curious. I'd be curious what the 3D Beatles image is. Is it them crossing the street? I imagine that might be pretty powerful in 3D. To get the depth of that, it would change everything. MXA, washing and drying them, good. Belongs in a museum. Carcosa, I agree. Marvel Slurpee Cup still in Halo 3 gameplay dismay. Start digging these out and looking them up. This might be the right time to get ready to unload some of this. The coming 3D craze that will be led by Way of the Water. Burger King Last Action Hero Cups. Are you kidding me, RF Switch? I mean, I don't know if these are 3D, but that would be an excellent cup either way. 18 by 24. It's like a regular poster size, Sarah Knight says. Assassin's Creed 3. We got to look this up. We got to look the value of this up, Sarah Knight. This sounds like a very cool item. 18 by 24. Assassins, whoops, did I spell that wrong? Creed 3 poster. Oh, wait, hold on now. 3D. We have to put the 3D in there. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Is this the one? Promo poster. Promo. Hold on. These aren't 3D now. I might need to put like lenticular. Look at this. A Black Flag 4. I don't see any Assassin's Creed 3. See, some of these items are so rare because they're just promotional things. Whoops, was that it? No. Let me put in lenticular. Maybe it's not listed as 3D, you know? Silent Hill had a 3D poster. Zelda Majora's Mask, 3D Skull Kid. That's got to be sick. So there's a lot of good stuff here. And these is actually the 3D patterns. Those are fun. So I'm not seeing this item, Sarah Knight. This could have a massive value. This is very exciting. I would make sure that thing is being preserved, okay? Put it in a plastic slip or something. That's got to be worth something. I'm going to keep going down a little more. Before I go to our first item, we haven't even gotten to our first item. We got to start moving here. I'm going to get through a little bit more. You should be getting credit for this. Let's see. Mine is 3D with the custom topper. MX8. Don, I have a rock cup in this collection. Rock? The rock? Are you talking about Swordfish? Hold on. Swordfish gives me a link here. Shall I click on it? I think I'm going to click on Swordfish. 00830, I should say. What's up, Jesse? Welcome. We're looking up through some of my 3D collection, talking about everyone's 3D collections and looking up values because we know these things. Oh my. Now look. Look what has just been revealed here. You have this entire collection. Oh, the rock, just the rock. So it's this one. 3D wrestler cups, and the rock is on top of the pyramid. So you gotta assume it's either going to be the most valuable or most rare. You never know. Sometimes these things, that could be like the most produced, you know, obviously the rock, the biggest superstar probably. So, but look at that for the whole collection, 4246. I wonder how much just the rock is. I don't know if you want to get rid of something like that with the superstardom that this guy continues to achieve, just a bigger and bigger worldwide superstar. This kind of item is only going to raise in value. I would hold on to it for now. But $42 for the whole collection, it's hard to say what part of that the rock is responsible for. How much of that $42? We'd have to look that up. I have a Force Awakens cup, a molded statue of Rey on top. Oh my gosh, Rousdower has something. Okay. You know what? I'm curious. I'm so curious. I love when they do the comp. Well, now, is this 3D though, Rousdower? I hope it is, because I'm looking this up. Let's see. Let's see. That's. Oh, look at this. There's a whole Force Awakens collection of 3D cups. All right, we got to start looking. We'll look this up. I don't know if this. Some of these, you know, you really got to, because there's only being a few being sold in the world. Yeah, I'm not seeing it right now, Rousdower. So some of these things are a little hard to track down, which is not a bad thing. Lady at my work had Abbey Road 3D poster, Jesse BLM. There it is again, coming up. The Beatles. The Queen in 3D book. Their guitarist Brian May is a huge stereo enthusiast and has a bunch of behind-the-scenes 3D photos. No, I haven't even seen that. That sounds awesome. Alf himself has got an MGS4 signed by Kojima. I don't know if this is a 3D item. It doesn't sound like just the game you're talking about. That's a good collectible. Is there a 3D film at Disneyland that replaces Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? Well, I don't know. I mean, there is something there now, I think. I have the original Wolverine movie Slurpee cups with different character toppers. Let's see. Do you remember on the 3D image poster stereograms were in every kiosk at the malls in the 90s? Yes. In fact, I became so good at refocusing my eyes with those. I was just a kid when that stuff was happening. But I'd be walking through the mall, and I'd see those kiosks from about 80, 90 yards away. Hard for a sniper even to take a shot. I'd zero in with my eyes and blam, just extract the 3D images. They're no big as a postage stamp. I could adjust my eyes that good. That was the I put a lot of practice in. They kicked me out of some of those kiosks. I'd be just kind of hanging out. I'd go over to get an orange Julius, and then I'd just be kind of hanging out, refocusing my eyes on all their pictures. Not buying anything, just perusing. They didn't like that. They asked me to keep walking a lot. Now I'm looking up these cup prices. MXA is looking. I do smell what the Rock is cooking. You still have the Rock cup. Swordfish 00830. That's very good news. You can make a 3D stereo picture yourself. There's a really fun effects in the rendered environment. Don, there's only 2 hours left. Do it. Oh, yeah. So, wait, 2 hours? No, only one. Holy smokes. Yeah, we're moving quick. In fact, there's only 20. Is that true? I don't know if that clock is right. We're running out of time. I got to start going through these items. There's so many comments. I don't know how to keep up. Sarah Knight. Sarah Knight found it. Let's take a look. Here it is. Okay, now this is not American dollars, so it's got to be worth more than approximately $621 in US dollars. Are you kidding me, Sarah Knight? Someone is selling this? It is awesome. That must look so good. Again, this is another one of these that doesn't have motion in it. It's just a depth thing. So some of these, lenticular kind of things have depth, and some of them have depth and a little animation that happens. Well, I'm glad you found it. Well, now what's this though? Starting bid. Okay, so price, so $14.90. Okay, so that's for a poster. I would think you'd get a lot more than that. I think this person may be selling it a little bit cheap, but either way, that's exciting. I would hold on to it. I'd wrap that in plastic, get it in a plastic sleeve. Okay, way far back in the comments now. So I'm way back. All right, I'm way back. I got to start going through some of these items. Here we go. The first item, I'm going to pull it out of the top. Now I see this, so I'm already remembering what it is. But let's take a look together. Okay, it's a Medieval Times 3D cup. 3D depiction of medieval times. If anyone's not familiar with Medieval Times, made famous in The Cable Guy, starring Jim Carrey, it's a dinner and a show kind of movie experience. Well, it's a show. You go sit in a theater-like arena, you eat dinner, you feast, and you watch this medieval show. Okay? And here you see this one has a lot of depth in this part, and then it has these little windows which have little animated depictions, as you can see, the knight knocking off the other knight in the joust, and the jousting thing actually shattering the lance. The lance is shattering in that one, and here we have a ground battle between two of the knights. So first he knocks him off the horse there, and then they go to war on the ground. Okay, so Medieval Times is a fun place. I haven't been there in years, but I did go back there a long time ago, and I picked up this cup. It's clean. It doesn't smell like anything. Any beverages, which I think is always helpful. Let's take a real quick look at what the value of this cup is. I have no idea. Medieval times. And the thing about this kind of cup is I imagine they produced many different versions with different images over the years. 3D cup. Lenticular. We'll also put holographic because we don't know how people describe this stuff. They may use some of the wrong terminology in the way they're selling it. Well, nothing at all so far. No medieval times cups. That's a shock. So this one, again, may have a massive value to it. Because I'm not seeing... what else could I... Drinking cup, maybe? I'm not seeing any medieval times stuff come up. Let's just take off this. Maybe it's too much. Here it is. Okay, well... This one's selling for only $3.99, but I believe this is a newer design. It's 2 cups, in fact. It doesn't look as exciting of a design as the one I have. Right off the bat, I can already tell the only thing that's possibly animated is this small window, and the large part of the cup is not very imaginative, is it? Selling for $3.99. Well, it's a nice image, though. Oh, I see. They may have them on... Okay, so no, this has some nice stuff in here. I don't... Oh, look at this. Bowing before the king. I don't know if... Yeah, so it's a nice cup. I'll give them that. It is a nice cup. It's a nice design. I'm surprised. $3.99 seems like a pretty good price. I got to say right off the bat, some of this stuff I was hoping was going to be worth a little more. Pirates Dinner Cups, $5.95. Well, I'll go on a little tangent here. Pirates Dinner. This is a... And look at these. These look like nice cups. Oh, wow. Yeah, these... Oh, wow. These do look like a nice... It looks like a nice cup. The show, however, Pirates Dinner, not for me. Let me tell you what happened when I went to this Pirates Dinner show. Medieval times, you go in and you're entertained. You get your food, you're brought your drinks, you watch the show and you enjoy yourself. It's a wonderful experience. Pirates Dinner, without warning you. I mean, it's okay that this is what Pirates Dinner is, but they should be warning you of this. This is an interactive audience participation show, okay? Now, can you imagine trying to go to dinner at a place, walking into the, where you get taken to your table, and you're pulled out of the line and saying, okay, you're now going to be part of this pre-show here in the lobby, just waiting in front of the queue. You're going to now entertain all these diners, which a moment ago you were part of. I say, what the heck is going on here? I'm pulled out of the line. I'm waiting to go in to sit down. I'm pulled out of the line. They whisk a whole group of us, some of us are more enthusiastic than others, but when I go to a show, I want to watch the show, unless I go to an interactive show and you want to know you're getting into this thing. I didn't know. I was taken from the line. We go backstage. The guy that's organizing us, the showrunner, he's really excited, high energy. He brings us this basket of props and costumes that we need to real quickly put on. And I'm kind of carrying this stuff. I'm dizzy. I don't even know what's happening. They're bringing us backstage, up the wings through a little staircase. Before you know it, I'm on stage with these other guys. And we've got these cheap, 99-cent pirate costume accessories on. And they tell us how to, they instruct us and order us to form this human table. This is how we're entertaining the crowd of people that's waiting to get in to sit down at their tables. They make us lock arms and legs and bend at some odd angle. And before you know it, about 6 or 7, 8 of us are all locked together making a human table, a table out of human beings. It was the oddest thing. And I said, this is what passes for entertainment. This is a bad idea. I go into the show. It's constant harassment from you can't finish a bite before someone else is pulling you on stage to fire a cannon or swing on something. I see a 85, 90-year-old woman next to me. It's kind of a stadium seating. I'm right next to an aisle, so there's a walkway right next to me with a you know, sloping down towards the stage, which is sort of sunken down before you. She somehow fell out of her seat. I didn't see her fall out of her seat. I just looked to my right, and she's rolling down the pathway, head over heels, rolling, picking up speed down to the stage, crashing into the foot of the stage. This is the kind of level of chaos, is what I'm trying to say, is happening while you're trying to eat. It was very stressful. I didn't enjoy the show. We helped her up, okay? A group of us from the audience got up and helped her up. None of the pirates were there. None of the pirates, okay, got up to help this 85-year-old woman who rolled down the pathway. A group of us from the audience got up, helped this woman back to her seat. Thank God she was okay. They had you sitting on tall seats. I remember I was on a stool. No wonder why she fell. I don't know if this is what's still happening at the pirate show. I didn't even want to get into that. I just realized I was triggered by this holographic cup. So anyway, if you're coming to Southern California, I'd recommend Medieval Times over the pirate show. Anyway, let's look at the next item. This Medieval Times item was not found. Okay, maybe we'll just do this. I don't think we're going to the big camera anymore. All this switching around is wasting time. We've gone through one cup, and I have 12 minutes left. This is not efficient. Okay, now let's go to the next item, everybody. Hold on, let me look in chat real fast to see. I'm gonna scroll all the way down. I got to skip a bunch of stuff. This is bad. I'm gonna have to go through this in my off time to read what everyone wrote. Are you still up to play Minesweeper against Kyle Bossman? Kyle seemed interested. Yeah. I'd always be interested in something like that, I'm sure. Other allies. I don't know what else people are talking about. Stadium seating while eating. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Geez Louise, crazy story. Yeah, everyone's hearing about my pirate story. Some of the best. Wait, Dolly. Are you talking about Dolly? Watch the Pirates Voyage dinner. Hold on now, Wormhole. Myrtle Beach. I love Myrtle Beach. 2 pirate boats, and it's very, very... Oh, wait. Well, if it's very interactive, I don't want it. It's a Dolly Parton show. They have the best cream of veggie soup, and the pre-show changes every year. Beats the Disney shows. I like it, Wormhole. I personally... Hey, nothing wrong with these shows. Let me really say... It's great to have interactive dinner shows. Just for me personally, I prefer the kind where it's not audience participation, where you're there in the middle of everything, but you can just sit and eat and enjoy the show. You know, there's nothing wrong with those other shows, but they got to tell you front and center, look, you're going to be getting pulled out of the audience, or you're going to be getting something thrown on you or something like that. You know, you don't want to show up to a Guar show in your finest suit and suddenly chopped up, entrails are being blasted onto you. We meet a medieval headshot of Dawn in a 3D cup. There's a medical times equivalent pirates. I worked at Kmart. Jesse BLM had some plastic dishes from some set. I can't go there. The 3D on that cup is cool. All right, the next cup, everyone. Prepare yourself. Now already from here we can see it's a Slurpee. It's a Slurpee cup. So this is a 7-Eleven cup. Maybe we have to show the close-up. Let's take it out. What is it? Oh, here we go. Speaking of the devil, this is what we're talking about. This is actually, holy smokes. This was one of the first cups I got. I was a little kid, I think. I mean, this was a long time ago. This is from Iron Man 1. Look at that. Now, it's obviously, as you can imagine, the effect is broken up a little while looking at it through the webcam, but there's a tank in the background. There's the very first Iron Man suit that he makes in the cave, blasts out of the cave or whatever it was. He's wearing it. And the Ironmonger. That's what it's called, the Ironmonger. So this is a very nice piece, is it not? This is a very nice piece. Let's look it up. Maybe there's a value. I don't know. At this point, I can't guess because everything has been a little bit undervalued so far, I would say. 3D. 7-Eleven. Iron Man Ironmonger cup. Let's see if we find this thing. We're probably going to find the whole collection. Hot Toys. What's all this stuff? Iron Man. No one has this stuff. Iron Man movie. Here we go. Okay, well, this is from Iron Man 1. This one has the lid. which actually I think adds to the value because you can see it actually says Iron Man on it, kind of semi-opaque yellow, you know, matching the gold sort of suit. It's very tastefully done, actually. 302 in US dollars. It's shocking. It's shocking how cheap this stuff is right here on eBay. I don't know what's happening. This stuff is gonna, I'm telling you, we might be getting in at the right time, because when this stuff starts to shoot up after Way of Water, there he is right there. There's the Ironmonger. But why can't we find this Ironmonger cup? There's nothing. Do I need to search in some other way? Hold on. Slurpee action figure cup. 7-Eleven Iron Man. Oh, that's Iron Man 2. 2008. 3 different. Oh, here we go. Ah, it's the straws. Slurpee straws with detachable Iron Man figures. Well, these are cool, but what kind of world are we living in when these 3 straws are worth $49 and the cup with the dome lid is worth $3? These are sealed in the plastic, though, so that actually adds great value. Oh, there's the Ironmonger right there. Let me check in real quick with chat, make sure I'm not missing anything important. What's up, Japanese dude? Shocking indeed. It's a horrible inflation. People are desperate for money and are unloading the stuff cheap. Wormhole, it's not a bad thing. People are just kind of trying to... Gosh, what a dark times we're living in. What is up, Japanese dude? That or people don't value used cups. Down at the petroleum, 10,000 years will be... Roused Hour's got another angle on it. What else? All right. Memory of seeing a 3D movie at Cedar Point that had pirates and starred Leslie Nielsen. Roused Hour, what? That sounds awesome. All right, we may need to go to the next item. I can't believe we're not finding some of these. We're going to have to move on from the... You know what I should do? Now look. Okay, so there you're seeing... Whoops, for a second I thought you started to see some of the 3D effect, but maybe it was just... Oh, yeah, see? Oh, no. No, this actually doesn't animate. Oh, he does animate. He's walking. He's turning and firing. So in one thing, I wonder if I can show you. If you can see the effect, you'll start to see why these are... I'm thinking these are being severely undervalued. Whoop. It's hard to see from this angle with the way the light's hitting it. It won't do here. Oh, there we go. There it is. So first, the Ironmonger is just tracking, and it goes into absolute battle mode. Unloading, and look at those shells. All those shells being ejected in 3D. It's a tough thing. It's a tough thing to see on webcam, I know, but boy, to view it in person, it's glorious. I'm just curious, will these enhance it all? This is a little silly. But I'm curious if this will enhance the effect in any way. It wouldn't make sense that it would. It doesn't, but just because of the the sort of neutral density filter that these glasses add, it actually does add kind of like a nice sharp contrast to the image. So it's not enhancing the 3D, but it's enhancing the contrast, which actually helps. It's making it to be a very crisp image when viewed like that. However, it doesn't appear, not a lot of people are reselling this cup, so it's impossible to say the value. It's impossible to say. Do I have any adult 3D material? I don't, but I imagine this would be very good, right? Stomps asks that. The most I have in terms of that was what I have, like, I mean, it's not adult material. It's just, I have a 3D Hollywood book, which has like old, you know, some various starlets posing by pools and stuff like this. You know, nothing too racy, obviously, but I imagine that could be very exciting to see. While on eBay, Don, look up Fuji W3 3D camera. It's digital and shoots 720 movies. Roused Hour wants me to look up this camera. I don't know if we have time. I'm going to look it up real quick. I'm going to look it up for roused hour. Can you see this roused hour? Do I have the right camera on? No. Let me look this up. We got to keep moving, though, because we have actually, we're running out of time, believe it or not. Control V. This is a real, oh, this is cute. This is a cute little camera, I guess. Oh, it's a little guy. It's $500 for this one. There's a lot of different, I mean, they do have 3D camcorders, too. The problem is, you know, obviously displaying this stuff. To have an audience to see it is not so easy. That's the only issue with 3D. That's why it's a kind of nice hobby to have for yourself, because it's something you can do at home with friends. You know, you display it for guests when they come over. The stream should be in 3D. Next island on Hit the Stream. My college, hold on now. Curse Saishi. My college physics teacher actually had a holographic display of some pornographic material. Okay, now hold on. That sounds very cool. I do have a little bit of, I don't know what I'd consider adult content, but rated R. The films, which are they? I have several Blu-ray 3Ds which have nudity in them. Now, I will say this. The first Piranha 3D, and I mean the first by the remake, not the old one, but the one that was done, you know, whenever, 2010, 12, I don't know. That one by same director as Hills Have Eyes. That one has some spectacularly beautiful nude photography in 3D. And let me tell you something, as you may or may not know, the human body is beautiful. Everything is beautiful when you see it in 3D. So that might count as adult material. Okay, the next item, I don't know if you're going to be happy about this. This is either a good thing or a bad thing. The next item we're going to pull out, another Slurpee. Uh-oh, looks like I went crazy. I was getting the Iron Man collection. Oh, and now look at this one. This is again, so this is an amazing effect, as you can imagine. It's again the Metal Monger. What's his name? The Iron Monger. And in one thing, he's sort of peaceful, and in the next one, he's blasting you with flames. Now in 3D, the effect is absolutely dazzling. I know you're not picking that up, but you can use your imagination a little and see that, right? So this is another one from the same collection of Iron Man 1. Perfect condition. I don't think I used these. I probably didn't have a drink in them. So now, look what we have. And let me put these on just so I can get the sharpest effect. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That's very nice. Oh, we forgot to do that. I was going to look at a couple of images on the stereoscope. Maybe we'll crunch with that. If you want me to look at the images and describe them to you, that's the biggest problem with the stereoscope. No HDMI out, no way for me to share what I'm seeing, okay? So I'd have to describe it to you, which I don't know if that would be very fun. It's one thing looking at a 3D image in 2D on a webcam, you know, that's a little tough itself. But then for me to describe to you a 3D image I'm seeing in a ViewMaster, I don't know how much fun that would be. So you let me know if you want to crunch on that. Maybe we can do a poll or something to see what people want. Or we can crunch on what? I don't know. I can show you one of the 3D Blu-rays. That'll be complicated. That's a wormhole. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Here we go. The next item. I'm not going to look up that Iron Man cup because it's basically the same character. And if I didn't find Iron Monger on one, I'm not going to find it on the other. Okay. So I'm not going to look. That's going to be hard to look up. Not saying there's not a value to it. No, the Janitoro, let me be clear, the glasses do not help enhance the 3D. The only help that they're doing is there's neutral density on these. And by that, I mean it cuts down the brightness a little. So it actually increases the contrast of the image. But they're doing that to everything. You know. So that's what's happening there. Now. Okay. Now. Okay, one Iron Man suit. Well, the other is Iron Monger. Hold on now. Tony Sacco brings up something very true. One is the MK1. Wait a second. No, these are both Ironmonger, aren't they? Oh, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. They're different. Yes, you're absolutely right. So, you know what I should do? This is what we're going to do. I'm going to look up just Iron Man 7-Eleven cups and see what comes up. Whoops. I think that might solve our problem. Keep it simple. Iron Man 7-Eleven cup. Let's see. Something's got to come up with this. Here we are. 4 3D Iron Man 7-Eleven Slurpee cups. $12 for the whole collection, huh? Well, look at this one now. This one's selling for $20.95, and I feel like that is a lot closer to... See, this is sponsored. Okay, this $11.99 one is sponsored, plus $5.30 shipping. This is nonsense. Let's look at this one. Let's look at this. 4 Iron Man. So do I have the whole collection? That's the question. Because if I have the whole collection, I'm sitting on over $20 here just for these 4 cups. Here's the one. There's one of mine. There's the other. So I need the flight suit, which I remember I have that one. Do I have this one? I don't know. I do not remember if I have this 3rd cup. I'm hoping I do. It might be in this stack right here. Since we found 2 Iron Mans already, if we find the other 2, we're going to be sitting very pretty. Look at this. Jurassic World embossed popcorn tin. Let's not even get started on popcorn tins. I don't even want to go down that road. Look at this. Okay, now look at this. This is what I'm talking about. This is a set of 3. These are the 3 that I have, and they're selling for $27, marked down from $30. So actually selling for $30. Excellent condition. This is very similar to what I have. And this is $30, which you're saying $30. What can you get for $30? But hey, think of the initial investment here. 6, I don't know. I'm trying to think of the price of these. Under 3, so 369, under $9. I would put it at maybe like $8 I invested. And so then now, how many years later? This is 2008, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 14 years later, 14 years later, they've increased in value 3 times, right? They were worth 8. Now they're worth $27, $30. So they've gone up 300%. Is that good? I think the stock market goes up on average, 14% or something they say, if you invest in stocks, 14 over 10 years. I can't do the math. I'm trying to figure out if this was a better investment, these Iron Man cups for me, than if I would have put some money in the stock market 14 years ago. I'm not sure. It's close, though. I think it's close because $30 on an $8 investment over 14 years, I don't know, that seems decent, right? Let's see. They'll pop off in 6 years for the 20th anniversary. I love the way Tony Sacco thinks. You are absolutely right. These ones I want to hold on to for the 20th anniversary of Iron Man 1. And I'm going to be sitting on a pile of cash then. I love that. Thank you for making that point. Brunosaurus is pumped up also. What was the names of Brad's pawn shop guy? I think he was called the pawn shop guy in Busted Effect Trifecta. I love Brad's character. A lot of Brad's character, cutting room floor type stuff, little known. You know, we got to do a Busted Trifecta director's cut at some point or something. There were planned scenes, not on the cutting room floor. They were never shot. Okay? It's one of my biggest things. I've always wanted to say we got to go back and do Brad's spin-off story. I've always wanted to do that. All right, let's move on. You should probably, hold on, wait another 14 years, Bakhtan says. That's the nice thing. They don't take up too much room. I've had them for 14 years already, and I hardly even knew it. Like I said, this is the first time I'm looking at these in a long time. Janitero, thinking outside the box. Don't buy gold. Get me them Iron Man cups. I mean, gold has probably gone up more than that in 14 years, I'm guessing. I'm guessing it has. Let me know, actually, if anyone knows, because I have a small amount of gold, actually, as well. I do have a small amount of gold. Let's see. Extended tuna can scene. Actually, the tuna scene has a lot of cutting room floor material on it. A lot of some good stuff too. You know, Kyle Bosman, what an actor. He's really impressive. When we filmed that busted trifecta scene, if none of you know what I'm talking about a scene in my film, The Busted Trifecta, and Kyle's character in one of the scenes eats tuna fish from a can with a hot sauce on it. I think it was, what was it? What type of hot sauce was that in there? I'm trying to remember. It might have been Tapatio. Anyway, Kyle insisted on really eating this stuff. We did multiple takes. I said, Kyle, you don't have to do, just do the thing of mixing was the most important thing I wanted. He insisted. He was method for this, getting into it. Wow, I was really impressed by Kyle's performance in that. He ate the spicy tuna spoon after spoon of it. I mean, it was a sight to behold. And I told him, too, most of this stuff is going to be on the cutting room floor. Kyle, no one's going to see this. He was okay with it. He kept digging in. And he didn't like the stuff. That was the thing. He was retching. As he ate it, and he kept going. And this guy is a method actor. I was totally blown away, impressed. I said, thank you, Kyle. You went above and beyond. That scene is one of my favorite scenes in the movie. I hope you all liked it, but there is a lot of stuff that got cut out of that. That'd be fun to look at some of that footage sometime and just kind of talk about that production. Let's move on to the next item, shall we? We're pretty happy now. Things have taken a turn for the better. I was getting really a little bit rattled there at first. I gotta say, Medieval Times I couldn't find. Some other stuff was coming up as $2 or $3. I was saying, what's happening here? Iron Man has turned things around now. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like I didn't make a mistake by buying this stuff. Now, that's a neat idea. Yeah, go over some of that stuff. Some gold reserve. Yes. No. All right, cool. So everyone's still on board, it looks like. Let's look at the next item, shall we? Let's look at the next item. We're going to be wrapping stuff up here real soon, actually. But I do want to look at the next item. Slurpee again. Oh no. Things have taken a turn for the worst. Things have taken Terminator Salvation. Well, now let me tell you something about Terminator Salvation. This is an interesting cup. This is an interesting piece. And the reason look at that. So the Terminators they're turned away from you, and then boom, they see you and they start to confront you. So this is an intimidating cup. This is an intimidating cup to view. And what's happening over here? Anything? Oh, here's a big one. So this one he's switching between the endoskeleton and his flesh form. His flesh form and his little endoskeleton or exoskeleton. I don't know what you're calling this thing. Anyway, Terminator Salvation is an interesting film. Well, all of these. I guess Iron Man, Terminator Salvation was not available to view in 3D. This did not have a 3D conversion. When was Terminator Salvation? Was it before Avatar? It feels like a long time ago. So they weren't on board with the 3D craze. However, I'll tell you what happened with these cups, because I'm now remembering. Because right now I'm saying, why the heck did I end up with this cup? I'm not a huge fan of the movie, obviously. Massive fan of the franchise. But Salvation, I got to put down at the bottom of the list, right above Genesis. Was that what it was called? Genesis? Right above that one. These ones are not great Terminator films. I wasn't too happy with it. I was excited at the time, though. So excited for a new Terminator. So excited of what could be happening. I was a little kid. I never got to see T2 or T3 in the theaters. So this was an exciting moment because I was going to actually get to see this one in theater and stuff like that. So I invested in these. I went in. I think I might have multiple of these from what I remember. Let's look them up. 2009, same year as Avatar. Interesting. So, yeah, Genesis is the worst. It's so tough to watch, and I'm pretty forgiving with movies, but Genesis, every time I've tried to watch it, I get halfway through, and I just say, I don't know. I don't like what they're doing here. Okay, we're gonna look up. We're gonna look up the value of the cup, though, because right now we're gonna ignore the content of the movie. We're gonna just look at the content of the cup. The cup might be worth something good, and the reason I say this is sometimes unpopular films have popular collectible stuff, especially because the collectible is not saved, or you know, the a lot of people don't save the little memorabilia type stuff from these movies because they want to forget the movie, and a lot of times because there's not a lot of it made, also because it's not a popular film. 7-Eleven, Terminator Salvation Slurpee cup. Cross your fingers. Here they are. Here we go. This is not bad. $25 right off the bat. Here's another one selling for $12 just for a single cup. You know, it's funny. A lot of these you think, let me sell it as the whole collection. It's going to be worth more. Look, some of these Iron Man ones popping up now. More Iron Man. So Iron Man and Terminator Salvation. This guy's selling a combo set for $14 of Iron Man mixed with Terminator Salvation. So these must have been a couple of the bigger, you know, Slurpee runs of 2008, 2009. This one's selling for $25, but it's 4 cups. Sometimes there's my cup right there. That's the one we're looking at. All right, this is this one, as you can see. So front and center. So $25. Do I have this whole collection? It's 3 cups. I might have these. I don't remember. I don't remember how deep I went in on this. The thing is I would have been buying these before the movie came out. I probably didn't buy any after. And look at the custom lids on these. I actually do remember these lids. I think I have them somewhere. So I may still have the lids. But these are selling with the lid for $25. That's not cheap. Is this another Terminator Salvation? Yep. There's another one. The Moto Terminator. This is the motorcycle Terminator thing. So that's another. Oh, that's actually. They don't have that one depicted. So they don't have the Moto Terminator. Wait a second. That's the same cup. So look what they're doing here. It's not a bait and switch, but you got to watch out. This is a collection of 4 cups, and 2 of them are the same, and we can't see what that third one is back there. Okay, so here it is. So it's 3 cups. Oh, so is this this is the Moto one. So this is the center cup. So this is the center cup. Whoops. There we go. This is that one right there. There's the fire. There's the fire. And this one depicts the motorcycle is zooming along. This is actually kind of a cool cup. This is a nice effect here. The motorcycle, it's probably hard to see. This actually works really good. Look at that. It's a big animation loop. It's a big animation loop. The motorcycle is zooming right towards you. And then there's like fire and stuff shooting out behind it from this crash scene it's leaving behind. Terminator Salvation. There's the fire in the background. You see it's growing. The fire is growing. Okay, $25. I think I could sell these each for $12, like that other one said. So these might be worth a lot. Let's see. Is this the third one right here? It is indeed. Terminator Salvation. Is that the other one they... Oh, wait. This is a different one than they have, though. Wait a second. Now, this is the kind of stuff you get excited about. This is not from the movie. What on earth? Terminator Salvation, the ride from Six Flags Magic Mountain. This is the kind of stuff you want to look for in your life. All right? Look at this. This is not from the movie. You're saying Terminator Salvation, the ride. I didn't even know that existed. You're right. It doesn't exist, I don't think. I believe, from what I recall, this was a ride at Six Flags that they did temporarily. It was like a rethemed coaster. It was one of their coasters they rethemed for Terminator Salvation. This is how big they thought this movie would be. And I think the movie did fairly well. It's just not, people by and large didn't like it. But I think it probably had a good opening weekend. So, and it's first Terminator after so many years. You got to think it was going to do good. So you can't blame Six Flags for going in this heavy on something like that. But the fact that I bought this not only brings up great memories of going to Six Flags to ride the Terminator Salvation roller coaster, but also I bought, I wanted to take home something with me to remember the experience by. This is going to be an interesting one to find. Terminator Salvation 3D, or whoops, I don't know if we should also put in lenticular. Six Flags Cup. The 7-Eleven Terminator. So this is an item like this. Yeah, an item like this could have a lot of value because no one's selling it. No one's selling it. Let's just put Terminator Salvation Six Flags cup. Let's try something a little simpler. It's still not coming up. It's still not coming up. Not even anywhere close. So look, I may be one of the only people on Earth that has this in my collection. This could be a very rare item. I can essentially name my price on this item because no one else on Earth is selling it. What do you think, chat? Are you still with me? The Salvation movie cost a lot to make, I think. Laser Ramon says, back then people flinched from the cup just like the train driving toward the screen. You might be right. I was certainly thrilled. The Biohazard and popping it. You think, oh, okay, it's nice. I just have a Biohazard drink. And then, oh, what's happening? I have Terminator. The Terminator's coming in my talk. You know, you should preserve the Slurpee in the cup. I bet that would increase the value. That's an interesting thought. I've thought about that before, especially when they have custom flavors of Slurpee. I say, is this flavor going to not be available again? And maybe one day someone wants to taste it. And I thought of that. I said, you know, the same way, what is that underground structure they have where they have seeds? They have seeds from every single type of plant in the world. It's a doomsday bunker somewhere like in the North Pole. So just in case there's like a global cataclysm that wipes out, you know, all of humanity, they have. It would be interesting if they just didn't only have seeds. It would be interesting if I started a bunker that had custom Slurpee and icy flavors. Because you get a lot of these, especially tie-ins with movies. I've shared the story about my Troll Slurpee experience before. That didn't go well. But the flavor is unique. And some of these are like a wine, you know, a wine from centuries ago. You won't ever get that flavor again. All right, we're wrapping up. We're wrapping things up. Banana Slurpee. Whoa, that sounds yummy. Drop of each flavor in the world. Exactly, Lejong. That's what I'm thinking. The Santa Claus runs. Priceless. All right, so we'll wrap up now with the cups. What do I have? I have a lot left. Oh, holy smokes, there's a bunch of cups in here. Okay, well, here's another one. We'll just go through a couple more because we're actually getting to some good ones now. But I do have to wrap up, so hopefully I won't just have to cut things off. We'll see how it goes. Now look at this next one. I like this. Dun dun dun. What's this? You say, wait a second. No soul survives. Holy smokes. What are we looking at here? This is in fact a 3D cup. As you can see, there's no motion. Okay, it's just a 3D effect, but it's a nice cup. From the Mummy Ride Universal Studios. No soul survives. That's a very pretty cup, isn't it? Oh, stunning image. Strong image. That even comes across on camera pretty well, I think. Other than the 3D. Oh, yeah, and the hands reaching towards you. The roller coaster flying, you know, shooting right into the foreground of your vision. It's a very impressive cup to see. The green light emanating from his mouth. You know, in 2D... you see it, but you say, what's so special about that? But in 3D, it's very special indeed. Just like the real world. Good ride. It's an okay ride. It's a good ride, but it takes up a lot of room. A lot of room, you know, a big footprint. I would not be surprised if the Mummy is the next ride to go at Universal to get replaced by something else. Okay, and then the absolute king. The absolute king, everyone. I survived Jurassic Park the ride. The OG Jurassic Park ride. Clean as a whistle. And the T-Rex breaking through the caution tape. You've got water flying at you. You've got some debris flying at you. Oh, and look how he chomps down. Whoops. I'm trying to show you the chomping effect. There it is. You see the chomping effect? The T-Rex is chomping down. This is an absolute beauty of my collection. This is reminding me of how fortunate we are that Jurassic World Dominion bearing down on us only a few weeks out. 3D. I have 4 shows reserve tickets for 4 shows, 4 consecutive days. It's like my Woodstock, okay? And I'm very excited about Jurassic World Dominion. I don't know if we should look these cups up. I survived in 3D. Did you? Yeah, so I'm pumped up about Dominion. It's a good ride. They've redone the ride, so now it's Jurassic World, and it's very good. All right, last couple cups. Hold on. Let's just look real quick. We got to see the value on these things. So now we're looking up Jurassic Park, Universal, Studios Cup. You got to put 3D though. This one has to be for sale. Whoops. Jurassic. Oh, this reminds me. I don't have this one. This is from Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaur 3D cup. See, look at this. Now you're starting to see some of the values. This single cup is now worth $39. Okay, now I don't have that one, but I do have other 3D. And look, this is wild. We're not seeing, let's put in lenticular. We're not seeing the cup that I have for sale, and that's shocking. It's shocking because I thought this was a popular design. I don't even know if I should bother looking up the Mummy. Mummy Universal Studios 3D. Here it is. Okay, so my Mummy cup is selling for $14.99. Pretty good for one cup. $15 off of a $3 investment, maybe? Well, this was probably more than $3 actually if it was at Universal. And they have a lot of others, but not this one. So it'd be interesting to see. And these could obviously be paired as a combo, which may increase their value in this particular case because they're not part of the same series, but sort of thematically they are. Okay, now here's the missing Terminator Salvation. Can you imagine? I have a complete set of Terminator Salvation cups in my possession. So there's a decent, including, and now if I package these all together, I love that image. I did like this marketing image where they did the bombed out Los Angeles city and it looks like a T-800 head or whatever. Really cool. And that is reproduced beautifully on this cup. But if I packaged my Slurpee, my Terminator Salvation Slurpee cups with my Terminator Salvation the ride cups, that could be very good. That could have a great value, I feel. No one is doing that. No one on earth, you know. And imagine you're the collector looking for it and you find these. What would you pay? What would you not pay? That's what you have to think about. We're going in further to the collection, wrapping up. Yeah, they really were betting the house on with that movie. Whoa, we got a couple more cups. Okay, now, oh, look at this one now. This actually is one of my, I like this cup a lot. Spider-Man 3, which a lot of people didn't like this film. I was actually okay with it, okay? But look on this side. The depiction of Venom is friggin' awesome. A snarling Venom. The 3D on this is so good because there's actually multiple layers. On these lenticular cups, you usually only see like 2 layers of 3D. This one has the background and 2 foreground images that pop out. So it's actually 3 or 4 layers of 3D in here of Venom. Look at Venom. This cup, I bet you, is worth something because it looks awesome. I don't know if I'd part with this one, even if it was worth a lot. You know, this is a nice Slurpee cup. Clean. All of these. No residue, nothing, okay? Let's look up the Spider-Man 3. I wish I had a wider... I got to set up another cam for this if we ever do this again. We probably won't, you know, but who knows? I mean, you may want to see some more of the collection. I don't know. Let's see. Let's just look up now. Spider-Man 3. And Let's look up Slurpee. We'll put Slurpee at the beginning. Maybe that'll help. Here we go. Oh, here's a collection of 3 for $60. That's big money. This Spider-Man 3 set might be my ticket out of here. Look at this. Another Spider-Man 3 for $35. Well, okay, that's plus 11 plus $10 shipping. Here's another for $63. Holy smokes. You know, like, these have got us been spiking ever since this last Spider-Man, ever since part 3 was sort of brought back into the fold. Wow, 63. Oh, here we go. Oh, jackpot. Jackpot, ladies and gentlemen. We have arrived. There's my cup. $40 for a single cup. Can you imagine? We're in the money. We're in the money. We are literally in the money. I could get $40 for this cup. This is what I'm talking about. Could you imagine if I would have bought 200 or 300 of these things back in the day? Can you imagine the fortune I'd be sitting on right now? Alas, I think I only bought one, though, but still pretty good. $40 off of a $2 or $3 investment. What year did Spider-Man 3 come out? I guarantee not many things in life have a return of like that. Does a 401k have a return like that? I don't know. It's a good question. I'm happy as hell right now, though. I'm happy as hell. $40 for Venom. Holy smokes. I mean, I'm sitting on close to $100 here in cups, and these are just the ones that were in my cupboard, not even the ones that are wrapped up. I'm trying to remember what else I have. I have some nice ones. All right, let's go. We're crunching now. We got to finish. Oh, this is a good one to finish on. This is a good one. Look what we have here. Peter Jackson's King Kong. Let's get the camera up so you can see it in all its glory. Peter Jackson's King Kong. Now, not just King Kong. As you know, I'm a big Universal fan. So once again, this is a Universal Studios tie-in. This is actually for King Kong 360 3D. Okay, so this ride was designed, co-designed by Peter Jackson. If any of you have ridden, this is 2010. If look at this, annual pass member exclusive. So this was an item that was only available for sale to annual pass members in 2010. I'm sensing this might have a value to it. I have no idea, but my heart is starting to palpitate. World's largest 3D experience. I love the studio tour. I love King Kong 3D, and this was a ride that was done in conjunction with the movie. It must have come out after the movie, I guess. It's an excellent part of the studio tour, and Peter Jackson had his hand in helping to craft this ride. Let's look up this cup. I got a pretty good feeling about it. Now I got to be honest, though. There's a couple dots of residue inside, a couple of dots. I don't know if that's Coke or what. There's something in there, but let's not talk about that. Let's look at the value of this cup. $40 for Venom. I'm going to keep that tab open. That one I'm very excited about. All right, let's see. Now this is King Kong. Maybe I put Universal Studios first. They must have more than one 3D cup. They must, yeah, they have a lot of King Kong 3D cups. That's the or not. Well, none of these are 3D. Hold on, now 360. What's it called? 360 3D. King Kong. Whoops, I have King Kong 3 cup. 360 3D cup. Yes? Does that look okay? This is shocking. This mug is a nice mug. I remember when they're selling the mug. This is all the same imagery as you find on the cup, but I'm not finding the cup. And do you know why I'm not finding this? This is a member exclusive item, okay? Not too many people. Look at this. A 3D pin is only worth $15 for the pin. This cup has got to be worth something. This cup has got to be, look at all the imagery. It's the same imagery as all this, and all this stuff has pretty good value. $15. What's this? $175,000? Okay. We gotta find this cup. Dang it. What else can I search for? Universal Studios King Kong 360 3D cup. I don't know what else how I could make it any clearer. Ah, nothing. Okay, we'll have to research farther into this. It's got to be worth something. If this 3D pin, which is part of the same design as this, Summer 2010, and this one's worth $15. I wonder if I click on this, if they'll have other items. Nope, I was hoping they might have the cup down here. So this cup may be rare. This cup may be rare. And you'll see something else that's unusual about this item. It's large. This is a big gulp. Okay, look how wide that mouth is. Look how wide the mouth of your standard, cup is. Let's look at the mouth of a Slurpee. This is bigger. Look at that. The King Kong Universal Studios cup dwarfs. It absolutely dwarfs the Slurpee cup. Okay? Look at its dwarfing venom. So the scale of this thing also comes into play, I think, because it's an unusual size for them to make. It's got, think of all the extra lenticular plastic, material they have to use to create something this size, okay? And you start to get an idea of where some of the increased value might be. The Coca-Cola image, is that 3D? Not really, but it's nice. That's a nice cup. All right, well, that's it, I guess. This stack of cups. I have a lot more, like I said, but that was a fun little diversion. Some surprises, I thought maybe some of the stuff that was going to be worth a little more, and some of the stuff would be worth a little less. Look at this. I have all of these housed in this cup, which is not 3D, but it is a collector's edition cup. Can you imagine me thinking Battleship would have been worth anything? This is a Battleship cup. There's no value in this, I don't think. I should look it up, maybe. It's not a pretty design, though, with all the text and all the stuff, and then, it's just sort of printed across AMC Stubbs advertisements on the bottom. It's an interesting cup, but I would doubt that it has value. Anyway, everyone, we're wrapping this up. Thanks for joining me. That was fun. And we'll see you next time, I suppose. I gotta add up some of these things, see what the value of these is. See what the total value I have is. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining me. See you next time. Cheers.